Christmas University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Neither snow nor rain nor gloom of night shall stay two more teams of distinguished alumni from competing against each other for a place in the semi-final stage of this festive but fiercely fought series. Tonight's teams are both colleges of the University of London, with a reputation for excellence in the arts, so we won't find a scientist among them. Both are aiming for a winning score that's one of the four highest out of the 7 winning scores in these first-round matches, and doing so will bring them back for the semi-finals. Now, playing for the Courtauld Institute of Art, their first team member has been involved in the contemporary art world for the past 30 years as a curator, writer and broadcaster. He was formerly artistic director of the Royal Academy of Arts and director of exhibitions at White Cube. As well as his current job, he now sits on the board of trustees for the Imperial War Museum and Sadler's Wells. And in 2019, he was awarded an OBE. Next, a poet, novelist and short story writer who has won or been shortlisted for numerous awards, including the T.S. Eliot, Whitbread and Costa Poetry Awards, the Ted Hughes Award for New Work in Poetry, and the Prix du Premier Roman Étranger for her first novel. She's written and directed her first film and also written and adapted several dramas for radio, including works by Virginia Woolf and Hermann Hesse. She's currently Professor of Creative Writing at Royal Holloway. Their captain has worked as a curator at the Tate, Barbican and Hayward Galleries before moving into her present field. She's the author of a best-selling work on Grayson Perry and co-author of titles including What is Contemporary Art? A Children's Guide. She's currently an associate lecturer at the Courtauld Institute, overseeing their master's programme on curating the Art Museum. Many will remember the art event of 2016, We're Here Because We're Here, in which hundreds of silent volunteers dressed in uniforms of the First World War occupied railway stations and other public places in the UK to commemorate the centenary of the Battle of the Somme. That moving and much lauded work was devised by the Courtauld's fourth player. He won the Turner Prize in 2004 and represented Britain at the Venice Biennale in 2013. Let's meet the Courtauld team.
Hello, I'm Tim Marlowe. I graduated in 1988 with an MA from the Courtauld and I'm now director of the Design Museum.
Hello, I'm Lavinia Greenlaw. I'm a writer and I graduated in the 90s from the Courtauld with a master's in 17th century Dutch art.
And this is their captain.
Hello, I'm Jackie Klein. I graduated with a master's from the Courtauld in 2001 on modern art and I'm now an art publisher and writer.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Deller. I graduated from the Courtauld in 1988 and I'm an artist.
Now, representing Goldsmiths College, first is an academic whose work is concerned with the place of music within a broad cultural context. She's been Vice President of the Royal Musical Association, Chair of the National Association for Music in Higher Education, Editor-in-Chief of the Journal of the Royal Musical Association, and co-founding editor of the book series Music in Britain. She's also Chair of the Royal Musical Association LGBTQ+ study group. Their second player has been a judge on BBC One's Big Painting Challenge and in BBC Four's Art on the BBC. He demonstrated how television influences our understanding of the great artists. He trained as a curator and is currently Reader in Museology, where he leads an MA course in curating and collections. He's also a trustee of the Whitechapel Art Gallery and a member of the advisory boards for Tate Britain. Their captain has been described as the love child of Elizabeth David and a Kawasaki 1400. A former makeup artist for the BBC since 2004, he's been presenting highly popular cookery and travelogue programmes with fellow biker Cy King, with whom he's also collaborated on numerous cookbooks. Their final team member is an author of screenplays and novels, the first of which, My Summer of Love, won a Betty Trask Award, a film adaptation starring Emily Blunt released in 2004. She's been appointed the British Council Writer-in-Residence at the University of Mumbai and is also involved in many community initiatives to help people develop their own writing. Let's meet the Goldsmiths team.
Hello, I'm Rachel Cowgill. I graduated from Goldsmiths College in 1989 with a Bachelor of Music Honours degree, and I'm now Professor of Music at the University of York. Basically, I didn't leave university yet.
Hello, I'm David DeBosa. I studied at Goldsmiths in the early 2000s. I'm now reading museology at Chelsea College of Arts in the University of the Arts, London.
And this is their captain.
Hello, I'm Dave Myers. I graduated from Goldsmiths in 1980 with a degree in fine art and a postgraduate diploma in art history. I'm currently a hairy biker and making pies.
Hello, I'm Helen Cross, and I graduated in 1989 with a BA in English and Drama, and I'm now a writer.
Well, I hope you all know the rules. 10 points for starters, 15 for bonuses. Starters have to be answered individually. Right, 10 points at stake for this. Fingers on the buzzers, please. In the singular or plural, what short word links all of these? A restoration comedy by Aphra Behn, also known as The Banished Cavaliers, a vehicle that explores the surface of an astronomical body, and a fictional public house in a popular...
Courtauld Klein.
Buggy?
No. You lose 5 points. And a fictional public house in a popular drama series first broadcast in 1960.
Goldsmiths DeBosa.
Rover?
Rover is correct. Right, these are your bonuses. They're on books and authors published by Puffin Books, which marked its 80th anniversary in 2020. Books transported her into new worlds and introduced her to amazing people who lived exciting lives. Those words of Roald Dahl refer to the title character of which of his novels first published in 1988?
Matilda.
Correct. Inspired by a 1902 work by E. Nisbet, Four Children and It is a 2013 work by which leading children's author?
J.K. Rowling.
No, it's Jacqueline Wilson. Hampstead the Hamster and Burping Bertha are Puffin titles by which author? In his role as Children's Laureate, he launched the Roald Dahl Funny Prize to honour books that make children laugh.
It's not Michael Morpurgo, I don't think. Do you think it is Michael Morpurgo? I think so. Yeah, guess. Michael Morpurgo.
Michael Morpurgo.
That was Michael Rosen.
Oh.
10 points for this. Born in 1930 in London, which composer and lyricist has been credited with reviving the British stage musical with shows such as...
Courtauld Della.
Lionel Bart?
Lionel Bart is correct. Well done. 3 questions on an art gallery for your bonuses, Courtauld. Lucky old you. In the 1820s, paintings collected by the banker John Julius Angerstein became the basis of which gallery originally located on Pall Mall?
No idea.
What?
No, I don't think it was it? Let's try it, yeah. Which one? The National Gallery? Yeah. The National Gallery?
It is the National Gallery. It's shaming you didn't know that.
We did know.
Luckily, my teammates did.
In 1871, the National Gallery bought 77 paintings, including works by Van Dyck and Rubens, from the collection of which Lancashire-born Prime Minister who had died in 1850?
Any ideas? Gladstone.
No, it was Sir Robert Peel. Gladstone was still going strong then in 1850. What two-word title is given to the work by Rembrandt, acquired by the National Gallery in 1964, depicting a Babylonian king shortly before his downfall?
Belshazzar's Feast.
Well done. 10 points for this. Javelin, gladiator and pallas are varieties of which vegetable of the parsley family? Cultivated for its tapering root, it has a sweet, nutty flavour that intensifies after exposure to the first frosts of winter.
Goldsmiths Myers.
Parsnip.
Parsnip is correct, yes. You get 3 bonuses on Christmas albums. Which Canadian singer-songwriter recorded the 2006 album Winter Song, including covers of Joni Mitchell's River and John Lennon's Happy Christmas, War is Over?
Celine Dion? Is it Celine Dion?
Celine Dion?
No, it's Sarah McLachlan. Born in Aberdeen, which singer released the 2010 album A Christmas Cornucopia that includes In the Bleak Midwinter and Angels from the Realms of Glory?
Don't know, Jeremy.
It's Annie Lennox. Donating all proceeds to homeless charities, which US singer-songwriter released the 2009 album Christmas in the Heart, featuring Here Comes Santa Claus and Must Be Santa?
Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen.
No, it was Bob Dylan.
Oh, close.
We're going to take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see a map of Europe. For 10 points, name the capital city marked.
Goldsmiths de Bosa.
Prague.
It is Prague, yes. In May 1945, Prague was the site of the last major military operation of World War II in Europe. For your picture bonuses, I want you to identify 3 more locations that saw significant fighting towards the end of the Second World War. Firstly, name this island. Allied forces retook it from Japan in July 1945, following a 3-month campaign.
Sumatra or something like that. I don't know. I've got no idea.
Come on.
No. Sumatra? I don't know.
Sumatra?
No, it's Borneo. Secondly, name this city. It was besieged by Soviet forces in January 1945 and eventually surrendered in April.
That's Danzig. Gdansk. Is it Gdansk? Is it Partners? I don't know. It's either... Oh, no. Yeah, I think it's Gdansk.
Gdansk.
It's near Gdansk. It's Kaliningrad.
Ah.
Finally, name this island, the location of a major battle of early spring 1945.
Oh, is it Iwo Jima? Iwo Jima?
It is Iwo Jima, yes. 10 points for this. Which recording artist's works include a studio album of 2011 with the title track for which Stephen Fry intones a lengthy series of terms and phrases such as Terra Blitzer, Creme Bouffon and Bad for Trains?
Cortoldella.
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush is correct, yes. Your bonuses are on films by Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger. You'll hear 3 extracts from reviews by Barry Norman, who died in 2017. I want you to name each film. First, the story of a dancer torn between her Mephistophelian impresario and a lovelorn composer, incorporating Hans Christian Andersen's tale of the girl who couldn't stop dancing.
The Red Shoes.
Yeah, The Red Shoes.
Correct. Pragmatic young Wendy Hiller is en route to marry a much older man who also happens to be very rich. But first fog, then a storm conspire to keep her away from the island where her fiancé waits.
Is it Canterbury Tales?
What do you say? Say again.
Canterbury Tales?
Say that.
Could be.
Say that.
Yeah, is that what we think? Canterbury Tales.
No, it's I Know Where I'm Going. Here, love conquers everything, even death. David Niven is the RAF pilot who bails out sans parachute and miraculously survives.
Matter of life and death.
A Matter of Life and Death.
Correct. 10 points for this. Nativity with St. Francis and St. Lawrence in Palermo, Sicily, is a 21st century reproduction of a 1609 painting by which artist, the original missing since the 1960s?
Cortomalo.
Caravaggio.
Caravaggio is correct. Your bonuses are on the non-cooperation movement in India, launched in 1920 by Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi's movement was based on a concept of determined non-violent resistance, known by what Sanskrit name, also the title of an opera of 1980 by Philip Glass?
It's on the tip of my tongue. No, any ideas?
Let's have it, please.
Siddhartha?
No, it's Satyagraha. The non-cooperation movement gained support following widespread outrage at the 1919 Jallianwala Bagh massacre in which North Indian city?
Yeah, I think it
was. Amritsar?
Amritsar is correct. The movement was bolstered by support from the Pan-Islamic Caliphate movement, which aimed to restore the caliphate of which empire established in about 1300?
Yeah, do you think? Yeah. The Mughal?
No, it's the Ottoman Empire. Right, we're going to take a music round now. For your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of popular music from 1995. For 10 points, please name the solo artist.
Goldsmiths Bosa.
Stevie Wonder?
No. You can hear a bit more if you want, Courtauld. You look blank but smiling. It's D'Angelo, right. 10 points for this. Quote, there is no difference between the choices you make about the furniture you buy, the clothes you wear, and the food you put on your plate. Those were the words of which British...
Courtauld Marlowe.
Terence Conran.
Terence Conran is correct. Well, you failed to identify Lady from D'Angelo's debut album, Brown Sugar, which in 2020 was named by BBC Six Music as one of the albums that defined 1995. Your music bonuses are tracks from 3 more albums on that list. Again, I'd like you to name the artist in each case, please.
Bjork.
It is Bjork. That's from her album Post. Secondly, I need the name of the dance act here, not the guest vocalist.
Left field. Left field.
Left field.
Left field is correct. From Leftism with John Lydon on guest vocals. And finally...
Pulp.
Yeah, but it's the name. It's Jarvis Cocker.
Jarvis Cocker.
Yeah. Jarvis Cocker, Pulp.
That's correct. It's from different class. Right, a starter question now. Artists seek permanence. I don't. I like leaving nothing. That takes courage. Those are the words of which Bulgarian-born artist who died in 2020? He and his wife, Jean-Claude...
Courtauld Della.
Oulé.
No. You lose 5 points.
Goldsmiths Bosa.
Christo.
Christo is correct, yes. Right, your bonuses are on birds in the song The 12 Days of Christmas. The traditional version of the song The 12 Days of Christmas features which bird of the genus Streptopelia, whose name is partly onomatopoeic of its song?
Calling birds. They can't be very cunning. Partridge.
Calling
Calling bird.
Calling bird.
No, it's a turtle dove.
Oh.
Species of which bird in the song include white-fronted, snow, brant, pink-footed and greylag?
Is that the partridge?
Partridge or duck?
Partridge.
Partridge.
No, it's goose or geese. Perdrix au choux and Perdrix en chartreuse are classic recipes incorporating which bird mentioned in the song?
I think that's partridge.
That is partridge, yes.
Get there eventually.
Now the starter question coming up now. Active in the 6th century BCE, which Greek philosopher and mathematician founded a school of thought that is believed to have advocated vegetarianism, opposed animal slaughter, and believed that the human soul may be...
Courtauld Greenlaw.
Euclid?
No, you lose 5 points, and believe that the human soul may be reincarnated in animals. He is best known for a theorem that bears his name.
Goldsmiths Bosa.
Pythagoras?
Correct. Your bonuses are on the architectural historian Kerry Downes, who died in 2020. In 1959, Downes published a biography of which assistant to Sir Christopher Wren? Born in 1661, he designed London churches such as St Mary Woolnoth and Christ Church in Spitalfields.
Hawksmoor. Hawksmoor?
Hawksmoor.
Hawksmoor is correct. A 1977 work by Downes concerns which architect who drew on Hawksmoor's expertise to build Castle Howard and Blenheim Palace?
Vanbrugh.
Vanbrugh.
Sir John Vanbrugh is right. Born in 1577, which leading Flemish artist is the subject of a work by Downes? An adjective derived from his name means full and rounded when referring to the human figure.
Rubens. Rubens. Full and round. Rubens.
Rubens is correct. 10 points for this. In which present-day country is the ancient city of Herculaneum destroyed by volcano in AD 79?
Goldsmiths Cowgill.
Turkey.
No, you want to buzz?
Courtauld Greenlaw.
Italy.
Italy is correct, yes. These bonuses are on branches of study. In each case, give the term from the description. All three answers begin with the same three letters. Firstly, a branch of medical science that studies the distribution of disease in human populations and the factors determining that distribution, usually using statistics.
Is that what you thought?
Oh, no, what did you say?
Epidemiology.
Yeah.
Epidemiology.
Correct. Secondly, the study of ancient inscriptions, that is, written matter recorded on hard or durable material such as stone or metal.
Beginning with epi.
Epigraphology.
Oh, yes.
Epigraphology.
Epigraphology.
No, it's epigraphy. And finally, a major branch of philosophy, the philosophical study of the nature, origin and limits of human knowledge.
Epistemology.
Epistemology.
Epistemology is correct, and that gives you the lead. 85 against 80, and we're going to take another picture round for you. A picture starter, you're going to see a painting. 10 points if you can name the artist.
Courtauld Della.
Salvador Dali.
It is Salvador Dali, yes, well done. Following on from Dali's Madonna of Port, Ligat, your picture bonuses are 3 more 20th century Madonnas. Name the artist in each case. Firstly, this fresco, part of a larger work of 1933.
It's Diego Rivera.
Yeah. Tim, Diego Rivera.
Yeah.
Diego Rivera.
Correct. Secondly, this sculpture of 1981.
Frink.
Elizabeth Frink.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Frink.
It is Elizabeth Frink, yes, Walking Madonna. Finally, this work, completed in 1942.
Chagall. Chagall.
It is Chagall, Madonna of the Village. 10 points for this. What is the two-word common name of Atropa belladonna, the source of the toxic alkaloid atropine?
Goldsmiths Myers.
Deadly Nightshade.
Deadly Nightshade is correct. Your bonuses are on German buildings that appear on €2 commemorative coins. In each case, name the city that is the location of the following. Firstly, on a coin representing the state of Hesse, the Church of St. Paul. This was the seat in 1848 of a short-lived German National Assembly.
Frankfurt.
Correct. On a coin representing the state of Rhineland-Palatinate, the 2nd century Roman gate known as the Porta Nigra.
Brandenburg.
No, it's Trier or Trier. Representing the state of Saxony, the Baroque complex known as the Zwinger.
Leipzig.
No, that's Dresden. There's 3 minutes to go and 10 points at stake for this. Meanings of what 5-letter word include an area of activity or influence, the eye socket, the path of an...
Goldsmiths de Bosa.
A sphere?
I'm afraid not. You lose 5 points. The eye socket, the path of an electron around an atomic nucleus, or the elliptical path of a celestial...
Courtauld Greenlaw.
Orbit.
Orbit is correct. Here are your bonuses. They're on words that begin with the same 3 letters. In each case, give the word from the definition. Firstly, a hairstyle named after the influential mistress and confidant of Louis XV.
Well, Madame de Pompadour, but what's the hairdo? Is it a pompadour?
Pompadour is correct. Secondly, the pulpy residue of apples or other fruit after the juice has been extracted.
A pulp. Yeah, pulp.
No, it's pomace. And finally, the breed of toy dog that takes its name from a historic region in northeastern Europe, most of which is now part of Poland.
Pomeranian.
Correct. 10 points for this. Clement Clark Moore's poem A Visit from St Nicholas and Lewis Carroll's Jabberwocky both begin with what four-letter contraction?
Courtauld Klein.
Twas.
Twas is correct. You get 3 bonuses on annual music festivals. Montpellier Gardens in Cheltenham is the main venue for an annual festival featuring which genre of music?
Jazz. Is it? Oh, yes. Yeah, I think you're right. Jazz.
Jazz is correct. Founded near Oxford in 1989 by Leonard and Rosalind Ingrams, which annual 7-week opera festival is now held at the Wormsley Estate in Buckinghamshire?
Garsington.
Garsington is correct. Stage each August at Daresbury in Cheshire. What is the name of the UK's biggest dance music festival?
Jeremy will know this.
No. Is it Global Gathering?
Is it? Shall I say that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Global Gathering.
No, it's Creamfields. 10 points for this. Purple, Red, Blue and Green are the titles of the movements of the Colour Symphony, an orchestral work composed for the Three Choirs Festival of 1922.
Goldsmiths Cowgill.
Arthur Bliss.
Arthur Bliss is correct. Well done. These bonuses are on islands. Orkney and Shetland both lie within which shipping forecast area, named after an island between the two? And at the gong, Goldsmiths London have 100 points and the Courtauld Institute of Art have 150. Goldsmiths, it was a very close-fought match, I thought, and 100 points is perfectly respectable. 150 Courtauld is a terrific score. Many congratulations to you. I hope you can join us next time for another first-round match. But until then, it's goodbye from Goldsmiths College London.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from the Courtauld Institute of Art.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.